Chris McGillicuddy is a graphic designer and the owner of Brand Geeks in Kerry. Chris, thanks for joining us here on News Talk today. Tell us about the phone call you received.
Hey Andrew, how are things? Thanks for having me. We got a call a while back now, a good few days ago, just from somebody looking for us to do copies of your vaccine card. I suppose to say that you've got your 2 vaccines, so they wanted blank ones so they could fill them in themselves. And I don't know, was it to sell on or give off to friends or whatever, but they were looking for 250, so it was a bit sus, you know.
And was there an immediate alarm when you got this phone call?
There was, to be honest with you. And you know, when you're doing whatever type of printing or clothes or whatever, we've often had people who might come to us looking for a county logo on a T-shirt or something like that, or even their club logo, you know, and we've always kind of just, you know, cut it off saying unless we get a letter from the county board or their club, you know, we're not going to do that. So I suppose, look, at similar, this has escalated to another level, like we weren't going to do something without coming through the HSE themselves, you know, so... Yeah. It was a very short phone call, but we were just surprised to get it.
Yeah, and I suppose the instant thing, the fact that we don't have the exact format, I suppose, for this EU digital COVID cert at the minute.
Yeah, and I suppose it was the point we were making is that people have gone to so much effort, like, to get their 2 vaccines, you know, and the whole system, to be fair, has been really well done in terms of getting the vaccine. I suppose down in Kerry here anyway, we found it fairly easy. But then at the end of it all, you just get this small slip of paper, like, and you know, no different to doing a business card for a graphic designer. It's a job that could be done in 5 or 10 minutes, you know, and it a very simple thing to copy. And I suppose in terms of being able to get all the files and the graphics, they're all available on the HSE website because they've created all those elements to be available for graphic designers to create COVID signage. So it would be a simple job if somebody was willing to do it, you know. To
try and replicate it.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
It's not easy, is it, Chris?
Oh, it is. I mean, look, it's a very simple job, and I suppose again, like, it was just for us. It was just a surprise that, I don't know, was somebody showing their entrepreneurial skills or what, that they want to sell them off to their friends about. But we just, you know, we poo-pooed it straight away anyway in the office, you know.
I was looking, you tweeted about this incident and you pointed out, look, obviously this is illegal activity, but simply to a reflection of a flawed system that the government has set up. Do you still stand over that, Chris?
Oh, well, I suppose when I did tweet it, they didn't have the digital cert. There was nothing coming down the line, and that was it. And I even found it myself, you know, when I went in and got the vaccine, that's the card I was given. I was kind of thinking, you know, sure, it was a bit ridiculous, like, you know, especially if they spent 1.2 million on the COVID app. That's something can't be implemented through that. So yeah, I mean, it just seems like a very amateur proof of getting the vaccine, I suppose, really, if you like. Now, obviously, they've kind of stepped it up in terms of the digital one since then.
Look, it's obviously great that, you know, you spotted this and knew there was an immediate alert or a red flag when you got the phone call. But I suppose the fear is, Chris, that somebody else mightn't spot that, or they could go and, you know, take on this person's request for 250 fake passes.
And to be honest, like, even looking at the reaction from the tweet, and, you know, just, you know, other people highlighting it, I suppose I've even seen replies saying, I can do it, you know, come to me and I'll do it. So it just depends on, I suppose, how you're running the business, if you've morals or not, or whatever. And look, I suppose we'd like to think at the Brand Geeks that we would, you know, look at everything the right way and do, you know, I suppose respect our customers that we always do, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar, was on News Talk here earlier this morning, and he said that the digital COVID cert, the EU digital COVID cert, that obviously is going to be able to be used for the indoor dining as proof of vaccination. I'm sure there'll be an update later today, because representatives from the industry are meeting with the senior government officials, looking an effort to try and get the sector reopened. You'll have plenty more about that here on News Talk throughout the course of the day. Just finally, Chris, in the graphic design world over COVID, I mean, how has business been for you?
I suppose we've been one of the lucky industries that, you know, we've been able to help businesses, I suppose, with their COVID signage and things like that. We've been lucky in terms of our own business. We've a digital site where we help people with social media and websites and stuff like that. So that's been quite good. The government have been great in terms of the trading online vouchers that they're helping businesses with to get them online. So any of the businesses that have been maybe forced to close or not being able to open their doors, I suppose for some businesses, they've actually never considered the option of going online. So they've probably been given that push in that direction, the push that they needed, that they mightn't have taken for 5 or 10 years if that wasn't the case.